Now we'll come to the most important user segment of governance, smart governance, that is the citizens. So to talk from the citizens' point of view, how they use geospatial technologies to deal with the data that the government gives out, we have Arun Ganesh. Hopefully the internet is working.
Everything is dependent on that. Okay, I don't have slides, so I'm dependent on the browser, and I will just open a URL, which is my only slide, and open this website called amche.in. Let that load. Meanwhile, yeah, I'm very excited to be here with all of you. We are seeing some incredibly powerful demos and uses of technology and maps. I really wanted to share a story of how maps is being used by people in a very special place, Goa, where some of you have been, at the intersection of maps, people, land, and local democratic process. So, a brief background about myself, introduction about myself. My name is Arun Ganesh. I entered this whole mapping world with contributing to OpenStreetMap, where I was trying to make a map of my own city and realized that the only way to do it was to go around and collect data myself. So started this in 2006 when India was fully blank, and never thought it would be where it is today. Now all of us are using OpenStreetMap in the background, but I have seen it in 2006 where there was nothing. Right? It was fully blank except the word India there and the sea. So I firmly believe in open data and open map data and how powerful it is, and we are seeing this today in action. A lot of things would not be possible if there was no open data and this whole community of contributors. So I'm very proud to be part of this community of open data contributors along with a lot of my friends here as well. And you'll see more of that in the next two days in the State of the Map track. I'm currently a software engineer. I'm employed by a company called Mapbox, who creates map APIs, and have a fair bit of development experience in using map APIs to build map interfaces. So that is my background, and it so happens that I live in Goa. And something interesting happened over there while there, that a lot of people started coming to me, and paths crossed, and they started coming up for help with different kind of maps and map data. And because of my previous expertise with OpenStreetMap and tools as well, I was able to start giving them help which otherwise they would not have access to. So I have some very interesting stories to share from Goa of something we have built, and it's a gift to the whole world. So let me start here. I mentioned democratic process. In 3 days is a very important day in our history. It's the Republic Day of India, where India became ours. We adopted the constitution, and it became ours. And there was a very important change in the constitution which relates with mapping, and which many of us may not be aware of. So this was the 74th amendment in 1992. Does anyone know what that was? Anyone? So this was the Nagar Palika Act, and essentially empowered local bodies to do planning. It said local bodies, municipalities, municipal councils should have committees. It mandated it, provided a constitutional framework, which said you must have a democratic process of committees from ward level, metropolitan level, regional level, get people's input, do public processes, consultations, collect everyone's ideas together, and create plans on how the place should develop. This is legally binding constitutional framework, right? Very important part of our democratic system. This was in 1992. Here we are 30 years later. Where are we? What happened to all these plans and maps, all the planning that is going on? What is going on? So I myself did not know any of this till a year back in Goa, where these people started coming to me, talking about these plans, and I was hearing these things for the first time, and I was amazed at what all goes on in governance in the official administrative system. As general public, we are completely unaware of. So Goa is a very special place in respect to maps and planning in the country. It is the only state, only one of the two states which has a statewide master plan. Delhi is the other one, Goa is the other one. Full state, entire state is covered by a master plan. And this is published as a map. And this shows in very high level of detail where are the fields, where are the settlement areas, where you can do construction, where you cannot do construction. This is a legal map. And it controls, it's a decision-making map for the government, for local body governance, which your permissions for land, if you can build or not, is dependent on this map. So very important map. But how do you access this? Right? And I came to know about this. I didn't know about this history of maps and Goa before this. It's called the Regional Plan of Goa. There were two versions. It happened very early on, and because it's a small state and there was a very active local community, grassroots level community, and empowered local bodies, village panchayats there, they actually did this process very well in Goa, where they, over 5-6 years, every village panchayat, they had people, committees forming together, got consultations, drew up these plans, and they finally published them. So how does a general public get access to these maps? This has been done in other places as well, not full state, but maybe a city-wide master plan is there in many places, and it's been published. So how are these maps published? And how many over here, if you can have a show of hands, have seen what the local master plan looks like for your own place? There's 2, okay. You can see around, there's only 5. And how many of you have seen where your property or where your location is in this master plan? Even lesser hands. So first step is even knowing this master plan exists. Next step is accessing this master plan. The third step is finding where you are in this master plan. There's a whole bunch of barriers to this, and we'll show you why this is the case. So master plan, okay, it's done after a lot of effort, all of that. Master plan is created, and we'll show you what the process is for a public person to access the master plan in Goa. I don't know about other places. So there's a town and country planning department where they have published these plans. Okay, we'll wait for it to load. So this is the first problem itself. Many of these government websites may not be reliable. They're on weekends, they will go down, some links will be broken, some PDFs will not be found, and here we are. This is the TCP department of Goa, right? Their site is down. So even if you want to see the maps, you can't see the maps. So I wish I could show you, but once you go to the site, the next level is the maps are all published as PDF documents. It's not some interactive map, anything like that. These are all scanned paper maps published as PDF documents. And it's organized usually by district level, then taluka level, then local body level. So you would need to know which district you're in, which taluka you're in, which village panchayat you belong to. If any of this detail you don't have, you're done for. It's a puzzle that you have to solve to find out which village panchayat you belong to, if it's a revenue village or local body village, who knows these things. So that, and next you get a big PDF map, and with no road names, with no landmarks, nothing like that. And if you have to find out where you're located on this plan, or what this plan has to say about your own locality, how the future of your locality is going to be, how your property is going to be affected, you have to find where you are. You have no way to do that, right? So we have this democratic constitutional setup to do spatial level planning, very powerful system. But the system, the very important part is broken to connect us as people to these plans. So plans are being made, government has plans, they are taking decisions, but as people we have no idea what is happening. We don't even know if these plans are correct or not. They were made 10 years back, what is the status on the ground, what does the satellite image show, are the roads there or not, was the data collected correct or not at that time on which the plans were made. Who knows, like unless you can verify these plans and where you are and give feedback, the system is broken. So this is what I found out in Goa, that there are all these plans, so what can we do about it? And given my background with open source, with crowdsourcing, all of that, and there was a lot of interest locally for seeing how can we make these plans accessible to the public. So we tried to build a system where we could do this. Now the other thing is these plans are distributed on an individual local body level. The plans are drawn up on a local body. Goa has around 220 plus village panchayats. So every village panchayat has one PDF plan. And if you're at the edge of the panchayat and you want to know what is on the other boundary, you have no way to match the two or see what is on the other side. So these are practical issues with these plans, but these are legal documents. These are very critical documents. So how to make this usable and bridge this gap? And that's what I wanted to share. How we did this. So what you're seeing here is, if nobody has even seen what a master plan looks like, this is the master plan of Goa. And what you're seeing here is the only available single mosaic master plan for the entire Goa that is there. It is not even there with the government, right? It is there on this side. So how did this happen? What we did is we used a tool called Map Whopper. Okay, I will load that as well. So MapWhopper was an open source georeferencing tool. Really old. It's over 15 years old, built project, and it's been there for a long time. And what we did is made use of this, where we uploaded each of these PDF documents to MapWhopper and used that as a cloud hosting platform to georeference each of these maps manually. So I can show you what that looks like. Okay, sorry, the internet is a little slow. Also, how much time do I have?
You have 12 more minutes.
12 more minutes?
No,
Okay.
no, you have 15 minutes.
Okay.
It should work.
So there were multiple steps to getting this done. The first step was accessing each of these PDF maps. So we made a list in a spreadsheet of 220 or so, what are all the maps available. And then each of these PDF maps you have to convert to an image. As a TIFF file, we converted it and uploaded it to MapWhopper one by one. And then we had volunteers who would georeference each of these maps. Okay, if it loads, I'll show you how the interface looks like. And this is a very critical tool. And the reason I want to really show this is this can be recreated and redone for any other place in India, for each of your own local places, which will close a very critical gap in this whole democratic process of planning. We'll also log in. So this is a completely free tool. It's an open source software. It runs on donations completely. Okay, this is an example map. I hope it loads. Okay, we'll give it some time to load there. But it's a simple tool which anyone can do. So you don't need much technical expertise to do this. Where essentially, if those who have done georeferencing would know, you have you'll have one image map, and on the other side there's an interactor map, and you essentially have to manually add control points between your uploaded image and your map, interactor map, and that's the toughest part of this process, to visually identify matching control points the two as best as you can. And the process takes around 15 to 20 minutes for each map once you're familiar with the interface. It doesn't take too much time, but there's a lot of maps to do. And the site provides the interface to do the georeferencing. It also provides tools to do masking, so you can then crop each map. So in this case, the regional plan of Goa is made of over 200 maps. Each of them is listed here. And opening any of these maps, you get details of that particular map. It's still not. Loaded. I will log into one so you can see the editing interface. And then once you georeference one map, it also provides a tool to create a mosaic. So you can create a group of a collection of georeference maps, and then MapHopper will mosaic it into one single map. So this is the end result of the mosaic, where this particular mosaic is made of over 200 individual maps that have been georeferenced into one seamless mosaic. And then because MapHopper does the hosting for you, it also provides endpoints to access this map as a WMS. I will refresh and see. I should get. Okay. Okay, I will leave that to load, but yeah, so this is the kind of options you get. You can download as a GeoTIFF, but you can also access it as a WMS endpoint or tiles. So this is what we did through volunteer effort. We were able to do something which the government could not manage to do in so many years, right? To create one single georeferenced map of the entire state. And we had georeferenced this, but the next step was how do you make it more easily accessible to the public? So this was available here as a WMS endpoint, but how do you make it easily shareable? Who's going to find it here? So what we did is we created a very simple web application, which allows the usual, anyone who's made a GIS portal, we are seeing hundreds of GIS portals now, you essentially have the same functionalities in each. You have some bunch of layers, and then you need some controls on each layer, controlling the opacity. And we realized, okay, can we use some existing portal where we can just add this? So why should we again create one more portal? Because there's already hundreds of portals and nobody knows what is there in each portal anymore. There's so many apps, so many portals, each one with different functionality. So first step was to see, instead of creating another one, can we add this layer to an existing one? So the Goa government had a geo portal available. They were creating with huge funding a geo portal with all the authoritative data layers there, and we approached them saying that, can you add this there? And they said, no, it's not authoritative. This was their own maps, right? This is from the TCP, but it's not controlled by them. It's been done by volunteers and it's not gone through due process. So they said, no, this can't technically be added here. But also there was another issue of bureaucracy, that if it gets added here and people have access to this, now what is going to happen? Now, whoever is the admin was on the website didn't want to be responsible for all, like people finding out mistakes on the map or all of the, who knows? So nobody wants to take charge of any of this. So we realized, okay, we have no other choice but to make our own platform. So did that, and this is where my skills with APIs came in, that we created a simple web application which essentially connects to an existing WMS endpoint or a tile service, and you can load that on an interactive map. So we had this done, and creating application like this is a simple task nowadays. This was also done maybe less than a year ago, where all of this happened, and because of AI, it helps you build interfaces like this very quickly. And soon we realized, because of AI's help, you can start building all these features that people wanted. So we create this georeference plan, and already people could not believe it, that this plan has been available, it's been notified in 2015 or 16 and over 8 years, and nobody has been able to see the whole map of Goa in one view. But finally it was here. And they could not believe that this was possible, and soon feedback started coming in, can you add this information, can you add that information? And we realized, yes, it's possible to add more. There's no reason to stop at this. People want to know, can we add the coastal regulation zone maps here? So we did the same process. We georeferenced the coastal regulation zone maps. Because Goa is affected by the coastal regulation zone. You can't build hotels near the coastline. And when these maps are not accessible and it's hidden, it opens the system for huge amounts of corruption. Because those who control the maps control what happens. And once you make things transparent, and these maps are mandated to be public information. As public, we have the right to access these maps, to request for these maps, to see all these maps and to scrutinize them. They are supposed to be available at every taluk office, and nobody can deny us the right to view these things. So what is the problem in putting this up in public to make it more accessible? So we just went ahead with it. No, why to ask permission from anyone? And let's see what happens. So we just went ahead with it, created this application, and we made it in a way that it is not specific to Goa. There's nothing about this interface which is Goa specific. If you have a map layer, you should just be able to add it here. So I wish the internet was a little more fast, but wanted to show the kind of features that we have. And we'll be doing a more in-depth demo of this tomorrow as well. So don't want to go into too much. Some of the core things about this is there is also regulations in Goa. Goa is one of the few states in the country which has regulated development on slopes. So any hill slopes over a certain gradient, over 25% gradient, is classified as a no development slope. So legally, you're not allowed to alter such slopes. You're not given permission to construct on these slopes. But there is no map of where these slopes are. So the regional plan shows such slopes. You can see it here in these stepped thing, which have been taken from Survey of India maps from a lower resolution, which was surveyed in 1960. But today, after 40 years, ISRO, we realized, have sent satellites in space. Around 10 years ago, there was satellite launch with huge fanfare called Cartosat to enable very accurate 3D terrain mapping of the whole country. So all these headlines we saw, but what happened to the data? And where is it? And how do we access it? So went around looking for where this data exists, and the data does exist. There's also a free version available, and we realized, okay, can we use the data, create our own DEM, and put this regional plan on top of that? And we went ahead and did it, right? And we have the interface natively supports 3D rendering. So for the first time, the regional plan can be seen in a 3D view to understand where these slopes are, where settlements are, where forests are, where the fields are. And because it is on a georeferenced setup, to know where you are on this map becomes a one-step process. You can enable your GPS, and I'll do that here, which will take me here to Nashik, but let's see. So anyone, this is also a mobile-friendly interface where anyone now, without any technical background, can go to the site, no app needed, no login, no captcha, no nothing. Right? You just go to the site, you switch on your GPS, and you see where you are on the plan in 5 seconds. Right? This process to do before this was a very expensive process which involved time, going to the office, figuring out where you are, solving a map puzzle. I don't know where it's showing. This doesn't look like where we are. It might be the internet-based, but it's somewhere in Nashik. Right. And the interface itself has the base map for the whole world, so it is not limited to just Goa. So we have added a whole bunch of layers, data layers here. The basic one is for Goa, but there's many other aspects which are pan-India. This is the street map layer from OpenStreetMap. So for the first time, you can compare the authoritative legal planning maps and then live maps from OpenStreetMap data to see what is on the ground today. And even satellite imagery to superimpose the plans with satellite imagery, which was not possible before. So it is so easy to do this now by using the toolchain I showed you with MapHopper, that when we had our keynote today and the commissioner was talking about the plans, and we also had another speaker saying that if you have an idea, just go and do it and come to us. I realized how much time would it take to georeference a master plan of Nashik? Because none of the master plans are georeferenced. So first step is even finding where these plans are. It was there somewhere. You have to figure out where this link is and go through a whole bunch of links. And found the plan, downloaded it, uploaded a MapHopper, and it took me 5-10 minutes to georeference. And then I added it here. So we have the Nashik draft development plan, which has been georeferenced. And this would be the first georeferenced master plan of Nashik available anywhere. I'm pretty sure the government has not done it, have not seen it. But today, anyone here can scan this on your phone. Right now, you can try it out. You can scan, open the QR code link on the phone, and play with the georeference master plan of Nashik, which otherwise nobody would have been able to do. And then turn on your GPS location there on the top right. It will ask for your GPS permission to access your GPS coordinate. And it should okay, this looks correct. Yeah, that looks like our building, NEC. Yeah, Nashik Engineering Cluster building. And we can see there is some sort of misalignment between the OpenStreetMap data and this is fairly easy to correct. All the layers that's been loaded is here. This is the information, the source from where it came. This is the map hopper link. Anyone who's interested can go check it there. Open it in map hopper, and if you log in, you can adjust the control points yourself to fix the misalignment, and it will update on this map live. So this becomes a fully participatory process where it's completely federated. And there is no backend server running here on this tool. The cost of running this full website is 0. It runs on GitHub pages hosting, except for 500 rupees a year or so for the domain name, amche.in. This tool is free for all to use. The whole code is on GitHub. It's been released under public domain license with no copyright, which means do absolutely whatever you want with it. But it is a gift by the people to the public. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that wonderful talk. Any questions?
Actually, whatever you have developed is wonderful, but the thing is that, I would like to identify that how you would ensure that it is accurate master plan. The reason is that, town planning department is basically dealing with the DP plan, setback certificate, and some other type of, plan they are having in place. So how would you ensure that it is correct? The reason is that whenever you will do the georeferencing work, there may be some distortion. So how would you handle this, and how we would handle this?
So the georeferencing aspect, the result from what we have seen always has some kind of mismatch with the satellite image. And the reason is the way the survey plans are done is from on the ground measurements. It is not done in a GIS way. So we are trying to marry two different worlds together in an interface like this. So there is bound to be discrepancies, but it still bridges the gap to a large extent. So even now, we can see the level of misalignment here between the road is to the tune of around 50 meters here. This itself can be improved by fine-tuning the control points even more. So the important thing here is none of the data on this platform is hosted by us. All the data is coming from some external source hosted somewhere else. So any data you add here to this Amche Atlas platform is sourced from somewhere else, and the source link is always mentioned. So where this is coming from. So this is the original link from the gov.in website. So the accuracy of anything is up to you to verify, to go check with the government website to check if it is accurate or not. And apart from that, there is nothing anyone can do to guarantee any kind of accuracy. So the government maps itself, we have seen, has all kinds of mistakes. And the reason is because of the process involved in creating those maps. Mistakes are bound to happen. But without fixing the feedback loop, without getting enough scrutiny and public feedback, you will not be able to fix the mistakes. And the only way to bridge this gap is to provide easy access to these maps to the public. So more people look at these maps and they see there is a mistake here. This should not be these areas. This is outdated. And they provide feedback back to the government is when you can close the participatory planning process.
So just to, I think we are running short of time because we have our lunch break as well, and then you have the next session. But you can definitely catch him in the conference anytime. Those of you who are interested in this kind of open data and participatory mapping, I would really recommend that you attend the SOTM track tomorrow. Arun is involved quite a bit in the OSM community. He's involved in the open data community as well. So if you want to have these kind of discussions, that's the home for you. So we'll end this session here today because we've already run out of time because of our technical issues. So thank you very much to Arun, and thank you to all the other speakers as well. Thank you.